and I will tell you that in a minute. But I'm being really selfish here. I have to share this. You know, what do they say about you should talk when something's bothering you? And a problem shared is a problem halved. I have to share this because I don't know whether some of you know about this, and I need help. This is coming in from Paul Hurst, who writes for The Times. And he's not the first person to say this, but he has said this in the last 20 minutes. Manchester United are considering a move for Nicolas Jackson, whose future is in doubt at Chelsea. I cannot tell you how horrific this deal would be. You know, I don't like sharks, and at the end of Jaws, where he falls down the boat into the mouth and is, you know, if you've seen it, it's horrific. This is more horrific than that. If we sign Nicolas Jackson, we're more done than a porn star doing a 100-to-1 challenge. We are absolutely messed up. We cannot go near this deal. And I don't want to set Rio's alerts and notifications off that, you know, think about his family and friends and don't be doing petitions. I can't do this anymore. I can't do... Well, I can do it, actually. That'll make them think that'll make them sign him. I can do it, actually. If we sign Nicolas Jackson, I am going to call him rubbish and shit from day one. I'm going to call him a flop. I don't want him at the club. We did it with an Artovich for different reasons, but I do not want Nicolas Jackson at this club. And I'll tell you why. I'm allowed to. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I think he's shit. I've ripped the piss out of him at Chelsea. Every time he misses, I go, "Who's bad? Chambon." You know, I cannot. You know, the thing is, I'm a hypocrite if I don't do it. And also, I don't want us to be like Arsenal, funding Chelsea. Just because Sir Jim supports them. In fact, if we buy Nicolas Jackson, Sir Jim Radcliffe is a sabotaging prat who has done it on purpose to fund his real football club. We cannot be funding Chelsea's quest to break into the top four forever by buying their shit so they can buy better players. No. I do not want Nicolas Jackson at all, and I had to get it off my chest because we keep being linked to him. I'd rather have nothing. I really would. I don't want him anywhere near us, and I don't want to fund Chelsea anymore. Fair play to Chelsea for getting Arsenal to do it, but we did it with Mason Mount. We shouldn't go anywhere near this again. So for me, it's a big fat no. Hello everybody, today's clip is supported by Sleeper. Before we dive in, let me tell you a bit more about Sleeper. This app is making serious waves. It was the #1 downloaded sports app in the US during the NFL season, even beating heavyweights such as ESPN and Yahoo. Sleeper isn't just popular, it's because they truly deliver the best fantasy experience. You get deeper customization, more league options, and all the bells and whistles that make managing your fantasy team a blast. But that's not all. Sleeper is growing a fantastic community with several million people using it daily for their sports fix. Sleeper has a broad appeal and is genuinely built for everyone. So, if you're looking to up your fantasy game, make sure to check out Sleeper by clicking the link in the video description. Trust me, you won't regret it. And I was thinking about like the ownership structure of Manchester United, and there are people who go, well, you know, Sir Jim can't put his own money in because he doesn't own all of the club. If you didn't own all of the football club, why would you throw all your money in to benefit the people who do own the majority and won't put money in? And this is a great point until you figure out, well, nobody forced him to buy 28%. Nobody forced him to buy a minor stake in the football club and be beholden to the Glazers. And it got me thinking. And it's not rocket science, but this is quite comfortably the worst thing that could have happened to Manchester United. Because all Sir Jim Radcliffe had to do is say, no, I'm not going to do it. And for some reason, maybe greed, maybe vanity, he decided to do this. I said at the time, and a lot of people agreed with me, anybody who rescues the Glazers is an enemy of the football club. And people clipped me up for that when Sir Jim got the job because they were like, oh, look at you, are you going to change your mind? I went, no. I still believe that anybody that bails out the Glazers is an enemy of the football club, and no real Manchester United fan would do it, even though that's what Sir Jim Radcliffe portrays himself to be. But when you break it down, he's made a bad call. He's living with the result of that bad call. But also, this is the worst possible scenario that Manchester United could have, because he saved them, but he can't put money in. He can't put money in. He can't remove them. And because he's British, he's absolutely immune to everything, because he's a local lad and he's got government connections. And the press won't really give him any stick. And he protects the Glazers with his passport. So we're in a bad position because of this ownership. And what I mean by that is, there was talk of an American, was it the Elliott Group or something like that? They were considering doing what Sir Jim did. Imagine Sir Jim Radcliffe was replaced by the Elliott Group, who are an investment company from America. And imagine the last 18 months with the Glazers and a faceless American investment group, sacking half the workforce, plans to knock Old Trafford down. They wouldn't have survived. They would not have survived. Sir Jim Radcliffe gives the immunity for them to survive because of him being local British. Nobody else would have got away with bailing the Glazers out. It had to be a local Man United fan, British. And he is. But he can't put his money in, even if he wants to, because he only owns 28%. Out of all the scenarios, the best one was full sale, new owners, no debt, money pumped in. Second best scenario was someone bails the Glazers out who is faceless and mercenary, and when they tried to do what's happened over the 18 months, there'd be riots. Worst case scenario is British passport Sir Jim, local lad Man United fan, comes in, bails them out and does all the horrific things, but has the protection of being local lad Sir Jim Radcliffe. I can't see a way out. I can't see a way out. I think this is, and I also can't think of a worse scenario. In fact, if the Glazers had stayed in charge, I think they would have had to sell. I think this was the perfect scenario for the Glazers. I think it was the worst possible scenario for the fans. And I think we're in trouble. And I'd like to get some of your opinions on that at some point, because I don't think there was a worse scenario. As I said, if somebody non-British had bought into the club, they never would have got governmental backing for the regeneration project. If nobody had helped the Glazers out, they would have had to sell because they needed money. Worst case scenario. There is no scenario worse than this. It's horrific, and I think we're stuck with it for a very long time. And I think the legacy of Ineos bailing out the Glazers will be, that was our opportunity. All they had to do was say no. All Sir Jim Radcliffe had to do was say no, and they were done. That's basically what I'm saying. I'm basically saying Sir Jim Radcliffe was the only person who could rescue the Glazers. There was nobody in the world who were going to get away with it. You had to be British, Knight of the Realm, government connection, and that's where he was the only person that could save them. There's nobody else out there that would have done it, could have done it. And if he hadn't rescued them, nobody would have done. And where would we be? It's a depressing thought. It really is. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video, because we all know only legends like videos, and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video, and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, as always.